as their own science lab. You have to, first of all, you have to be very, very honest with yourself. When you're on a wellness journey and you're trying to figure out what's best for you, we have to start with honesty. And that's tough because we are sometimes our own worst critics, so we don't want to hear that negative self-talk when we're being honest. But it's starting off being lovingly honest like you would with a best friend, saying, you know what, you need a little bit more of this and you need a little bit less of that. And the honesty also comes in when you start to treat your body like an experiment. I'm eating this food. How does it make me feel? These, 5 million people could have great success with this one eating plan, but if it makes you feel like crap, it's not for you. So you have to be very, very lovingly, but a little bit brutally honest with what's going on with your body, what signals it's sending, and what works for you. And then taking it beyond the plate. You could be downing all the smoothies and chomping all the kale you want, but if you're in a toxic relationship or your job is draining the life out of you, you're not going to feel well. So that's another aspect of being very, very honest with yourself. Where in your life are things draining out of you where you're not feeling good? And that can be hard. It's a lot easier to say I should be eating more broccoli than I should be leaving my relationship. And that's where you get lovingly honest with yourself and make a plan. Your wellness is holistic.
Wait, are you talking about yourself?
I am not at all. I already did that once.
Why don't you put the big person between you two?
I know, right?
No. So that's what I say about it.
Yeah, and again, wellness is so much more than the food we eat and what we're putting into our body. Wellness means also a mental wellness and also a spiritual wellness and an energetic wellness. And obviously, Lauren lives in that space as well. I think there are crystals around her neck as she wears the crystals and works with the energy side of things. I love how you explain. By the way, I now understand crystals. I thought it was the weirdest thing in the world, and Lauren breaks it down to a second grade science. So talk a little bit about why crystals are actually a real thing and not some woo-woo weird thing.
Okay, so we all took middle school science. We all learned about the anatomy of an atom, right? In the nucleus, you have the protons and the neutrons, and they're vibrating. And then you have the electrons whirring around the outside. So from an atomic level, everything has a vibration, okay? There's no denying that. It's fifth grade science, not woo-woo stuff. And then there's a concept called sympathetic resonance. This is mostly used with sound therapy, but I'll use the example of a tuning fork. If you strike a tuning fork in a room and there's another tuning fork within the same room, it will start to vibrate and resonate with the same frequency as the first tuning fork that you struck. And we see this in our everyday life because when we walk into a room and somebody in there is feeling very angry and they're very upset, you start to get a little bit, oh God, because you are resonating with their frequency. And that's how crystals work as well. Anything that you bring near you that has a vibrational frequency, your body is trying to match or harmonize with that vibration. And so that's how crystals work, that's how sound healing works, that's how all this energetic healing works. It's just middle school science.
Makes sense now? Everybody's like, I need to go buy some crystals.
Come see me.
Please. No, and it's funny because I joke about it, and I've always said to her, I'm not buying you any more crystals. So I don't, but the kids always buy her crystals, and the kids don't have a job. So technically I'm buying the crystals for the kids, and I think they're watching at home right now, which is kind of neat. So that's really neat. So yeah, you guys stop buying the crystals. But it really is, like, you have to think from a wellness standpoint. You have to think about every single thing in your life. And I look at crystals as a tool to help guide me in a specific direction. How am I vibrating? How am I displaying myself to the world? And how can I lift that a little bit higher? And Dr. Bill is somebody who works with people. He gets you in by breaking your neck. And then after that, he talks about the spiritual